Hello, hello, hello. Hey, friends. If you're here live, welcome. If you're here watching the replay, thank you so much for taking a minute to check this out. My name is Svava Brooks. Hey, friend. And I am abuse survivor coach, and I am incredibly passionate, just ask my friends, about helping adult survivors of child abuse, neglect, and trauma. I want to empower you with the tools and the gentle, loving reminders that there is nothing wrong with you, that you can heal and restore. You already have everything that you need to take your power back, to live fully and wholeheartedly. So over here, I am broadcasting. Hey, friends. Oh, my God, look at those beautiful flowers. I'm broadcasting on Periscope and on YouTube. Periscope is in broadcast mode only. I'm sorry, my Periscope friends, but I can only navigate one live chat. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you want to join the conversation, hey, friend, please head on over to YouTube, and you can search for the name of my book. That's the name of my channel. Our channel, or you can look up my name. So we welcome you to our community for our heart-to-heart conversations, because part of healing, we cannot do this alone, right? We can, but it's way harder. It's way harder to do this alone. And part of trauma in your body, in your brain, it isolates. Trauma tells us to go hide, right? So part of healing is to socially get on board with engaging with people, right? That helps your body to navigate being connected, not only in here, but how to connect with the outside world. Hey, Karen, I think I saw you pop in here on Periscope. Glad you're here and watching with us. Hey, friends, how are we doing? Good to see everybody. I'm loving all those hearts and flowers. Oh my God, are you guys counting down for our upcoming retreat? Oh my God, I just get goosebumps every time I think about it. We're gonna be together soon. So for those who are not a part of our tribe, this may be new information, but we are coming together at a retreat in San Antonio, just outside of San Antonio, towards the end of April. And we are so excited to be celebrating how far we have come on this journey, right? Far, far away, right? So every day I think of something new that I have to remember, right? So anyways, also just a quick note, my friends, I was asked to be on a podcast today, and the only time slot they had for me is on the 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we're gonna cut it short a little sooner than usual today. So I hope you guys forgive me that I need to bow out like 10 minutes before our usual stopping time. So. But how is everybody? I wanted to just do a shout out to Sue. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you, woman. Getting on your bike, right? And I love that you can send us a link to the video of your trip so we could see your route. How unique is that? She's in England, so I don't know if that only happens in England. Yes, exactly, Sue. We are so proud of you. I was so excited to see that. And I was so grateful that you shared with us your process, right? The process of, you know, once we fall back down, sometimes it's hard to get back up and back into things. I can say for myself, right? This year has taught me a little bit of humility. Right? And to slow things down. Swava, you're not 20, right? You are pushing, right? I'm going to be 53 this year. I can't believe it. I feel like I just grew up, right? I just figured this adulting thing out, right? So all of a sudden I'm like, what? Doesn't add up. It's an app from the Netherlands. So, okay, that's very, very cool. So I was very impressed. It was nice to see the route that you went. So yeah. So sometimes it's hard to get back into a routine. It's hard to get back, getting this body moving. So, right, isn't that the healing journey? What relentlessly teaching us? Come back and talk to your body, make friends with your body. You can't go any faster than your body is capable and willing, right? And sometimes it's forcing us to finally listen to this beautiful body that has worked so hard for us and is hardwired to keep us safe, right? It's always fighting for us. But unfortunately, some of the times we are the ones fighting against it the most. We are creating this struggle between here and here, right? So anyways, Sue, right? Your rear is still suffering. Yes, from having been on the bike for a while. Yep, I hear you. But you did it, my friend. High five. Proud of you. Proud of you. So to anybody that is just popping in here and listening, we are going to have a heart-to-heart conversation about reparenting ourselves, right? That's and doing some inner child work. And I found the discovery of as much as I resisted working with my inner child. Hey, Kath. Hey, friend. Good that you're here. I resisted doing inner child work for a long time. I'm like, nope, not going to do that. Not going to go anywhere near that. I don't think I'm alone. I have few people here, right, that I know can relate to that. But it really has become the most rewarding part of the healing journey and the hopeful part, right? So much of us, and again, it isn't about blame, right? Awesome, Vicky. Yes, right? It isn't about blame. Okay, let's just put it out there. There's a whole spectrum of where our parents were at in terms of being attentive, loving, nurturing, caring, and then the spectrum goes on until neglectful, even, abusive, right? But the good news is we're just going to put it out there, right? This is not about our parents. This is us taking responsibility for our life today and really starting to provide the things that we so desperately need. But way too often, I brought my little girl with me today. This is little Svava, and this is what she looks like in my mind's eye. This is Svava, 6 years old. Right? So for such a long time, I was handing her to other people. Can you love her? Can you love her? Right? She's a handful. I'm afraid of her feelings. I'm afraid of her anger. I'm afraid of her hurt. So the good news, my friends, right? When wait a minute, no one can crawl inside of me to help her, to reconnect with her, to heal her, to give her, right, the love and attention and the warmth, right? The warmth that we so desperately needed and longed for. And we longed for someone just to see, hey, yes, I see you, precious little girl. Of course, right? To in their eyes, delight with us, and in their tone, be soft and warm and gentle. And it's like, yeah, I know you're angry. Yeah, me too. I remember I was there, right? Can you guys see that? The biggest validation you're going to get about the past is actually between you and this little girl, this inner little boy that lives inside of you. But I do understand, right? It's like, wait a minute, that feeling feels way too big, or that feels so scary, because what? It was this little part. To this little girl, those big feelings were big. But right now, right? In comparison, I'm a big person now. It isn't this little girl who needs to handle those feelings. It's me. But the part of our brain, right, that keeps those memories, that timestamps that trauma in your body, still thinks that we are little people, that we have no control over what happens, right? So our body brings us right back to, I have no power. Your nervous system just shuts down, right? So I know it's a lot of moving parts that I put out there, but here's the thing, my friends. So much of those moving parts is already happening behind the scene. It's already happening in your subconscious. It's already going on inside of your body. And it is now subconscious because you've laid the groundwork for so long, unfortunately, right? For us, when we lived in that toxic, scary environment, there was no other choice. There was no other strategy. There was nobody else to ask for help. So that automatic, protective, disconnected behavior, right? We needed it. But now we've brought that with us into adulthood, right? And sometimes we feel like in this big body, like we're just gonna throw a tantrum. So this is also the good news, my friends. Once we understand, I got it. And yes, it's okay to recognize, nope, not going there. I'm not ready. That's why it's important to first work with this body, help this body to feel grounded, help this body to feel like you're not pushing it past, you're not stepping over your own boundaries, right? That was so brilliant about what Sue shared with us, right? In the group, her journaling and recognizing that just by telling her body, I'm listening. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. That alone helped her body and helps us. Okay, somebody showed up, right? So we aren't just being pushed like always, right? Because this then becomes our comfort zone. So when we step back and say, hey, sweet body, I feel you're a little anxious about what I'm asking you to do. But you know what? I'm going to honor your pace because what's happening inside of you is important to me. We're in this together, right? It was such a relief, Sue, right? Exactly. So, my friends, as I know, uncomfortable and weird, right? You guys seeing me here talking to my little bear and hugging her and soothing her. I know when I first saw that, I'm like, ugh, that's weird. What is she doing? That's awkward, right? But the more I have done this work and the more I have connected and listened to this little baby girl, right? And that she feels my warmth and my love for her. There's a part in there, that deep, empty hole, right? That for so long, nobody loves me, nobody cares. She now knows. I care. I care about her. I care about this body. I care about her feelings. I care about her needs. The needs that so many of us are ashamed to have, to ask. Often it's asking of us. It's giving her permission to ask you, hey, could we go for a bike ride today? We've been working really hard. Can we go play? Right? Or can you please feed me? I am so hungry. Right? Or can we, sleep an extra hour? This body is really tired. Right? She lives in there. So, getting off the soapbox, my friends. As you can hear, I am pretty passionate about this piece and how it takes time, right? Any relationship that you build, right? Any new thing that we take on, it's going to take time, and it's going to take time for you to like it becomes, you know, more, it runs more smoothly. It isn't as clunky, right? But it works, my friends. It works. And here's the beauty of it. When I became a better parent to my inner child, right? I became a better at taking care of me. I became a better parent to my kids. She was no longer in there when I was trying to parent my kids like, this sucks. Why are you giving them something I never got, right? Anybody hear that sometimes in the back of their mind, right? Sometimes it would shock me, that vicious voice inside of me that would come up in a very loud way when I was being loving and caring with my own kids, right? Thank you, Wanda. Then I would hear her and I'd be like, wait a minute. Of course I need to give her the things that she didn't get growing up. So making this little girl a priority was big for so many of the reasons that I've already mentioned. Thanks, Wanda. Thanks for keeping me in check. So today, if you're just here, we're going through on to day 87. It might seem, I know, Vicki, it is hard. It is hard, but you are worth it, my friends. She is worth it. She is worth fighting for. It is worth it fighting for that she knows that she is loved. Explain some of the conflict when I tried to parent my kids. Yes. Yes. Exactly, Wanda. High five. You got it, Sue. I'm sorry, guys. My nose is dripping a little bit from allergies. Thank you. Thank you. So today, yes, we're talking about inner child work. So it might seem like we only received, this is coming from our closed Facebook group. It might seem like we only receive parenting for a certain part of our lives, right? And then some, maybe none, no parenting at all. And then once we're considered adults and grown up, we are no longer required. We no longer require parenting, but this isn't the case, right? Sure, our parents no longer need to tell us what to do or keep us safe once we're adults, but our lives become our own responsibility. So this also means we have to take over the parenting because no one is ever done growing up. Maybe not in that direction in terms of physical, but I believe we are here to learn until the end of our days. We are all here to learn and grow and expand our wisdom. So there is no end result or a final phase of growth. We should be constantly growing up, learning more about ourselves and how we can interact better with the world and the people we love. Not only is it your responsibility to continue to parent your inner child, you can give yourself things that your parents were unable to. You can be the parent and the protector that you always needed, right? That's the call to action in a way. So, but today, it's never too late to learn how to be a good parent to yourself. It starts with love, right? So 2 questions. And I'd love to hear from you if you are just joining us and want to contribute. We'd love to support and hear from you. 2 questions. What does a good parent do? And the second one, how does it feel when you do all those things for your inner child? All right, let's see. Thank you guys for remembering, right, to give me permission to share. I appreciate that. So Vicky goes on here to say, a good parent loves unconditionally, listens, comforts, protects, thanks Rob, guides, and takes care of your needs, gives hugs and supports you in all ways, corrects you, believes in you, fights for you, right? I think we should make a list of the things that we come up with as to what a good attentive parent, right? What does that look like, sound like? We all have pretty good ideas. She also goes to say, I'm still learning to connect to her. It's either her running the show or me disconnecting. I do long to get there. I know I deserve it. Yes, you do, Vicky. Yes, you do, my friend. And I want to celebrate you because you have acknowledged and you recognize, right? When she's running the show, that was for me the first step, that becoming aware of when my inner child had taken over, who should just, all of a sudden there she was controlling everything and everybody and making everybody miserable. But that's how I survived, right? Just pulling up those sleeves and just going for work. But there was a certain feeling. I can feel it in my body once she had showed up, right? And so as I started to heal, I started to listening to the body, right? The curve of our emotions, or right, our nervous system when we get tense. We feel it in the body. We feel the shift. So as to then come back to the body, Vicky, and recognize, okay, what happened inside of me, right? Here's the mindfulness piece. What happened inside of me that made that little girl think she had to take charge? There was something going on in the background, either a thought or a belief, maybe that inner critic, or she got nervous, right? So she steps in, okay, I'm going to do this adulting thing, right? So to come back to her, okay, hey, sweet one, I am here now. I am here now. I'm going to handle this adult world, right? I'm sorry I didn't know how to do this sooner. I hear you, Vicky. Yeah, exactly. Right? I bet. And between the both of you, right? Between the adult part of you and that little girl who was grieving, how, you felt like your family was dismissive of you. So give yourself the gift of having your feelings. It is so important. So important. And that's very much the language that these little girls know. They want us to experience the feelings that they've been sitting on for so long. So when we choose to allow those feelings to come up, we are actually honoring our body's truth and this little girl's truth, or this little boy's truth. So, and when we go into that disconnection, right, it's honor your process, honor your timing, right? If it gets to be too much, your body intervenes and we disconnect. So just gently come back to the body as much as you can, as much as you can hold, right? So yeah, crying is like TRE, tension and trauma release. It's a huge release. We know that, right? It's emotional release takes, it's a lot of work, but it is so good. It's like you're honoring all that truth. That's your grace. So good for you, Vicky. Good for you. Just to give yourself permission. This is it. I'm going to have a good cry. I'm going to have a good cry. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Good. Awesome. Yeah, you feel so much better. I saw a picture of that quilt that you were making. That's beautiful. Use your energy for good, my friend, right? Focus on the love. Focus on the love for you and for the people that you, right, that we enjoy having in our lives and in our relationships. So good work. Good work. Nora shares with us, our friend Nora. She says, being a good parent is everything my parents weren't. Loving, compassionate, protective, and understanding. If these components were shown to my inner child, first she would shy away. Oh, I don't know if she's here. Rob. Yes, I know she probably comes and watches the replay. Of course she does. Let's see here. She says, if these components were shown to my inner child first, she would shy away and fear would definitely be running through her. These have been the obstacles that I face right now trying to work with my inner child. I know that fear was what stopped me from doing this work, and for protection, I would tell myself that it was silly to try this. You're not alone. Me too. I'm like, that's weird. That's awkward. I'm not going to do that. I get it, Rob. I get it. You're saying hi to her. I just got distracted. I'm like, wait, she's here. So see, that's my brain. So distracted. Let's see. Now, Nora says, now I see the significance because I have become aware of the fear. I know it will be hard, but I know that at the end, it will be so beneficial to my healing journey. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, my friends. It is so powerful when we finally connect with that little baby girl or that little baby boy, and he no longer worries that he's going to be abandoned or that he's not worthy of love, because what? You're it. You're the one leaning in and say, hey, sweet girl, nothing you can say or do will make me stop loving you. And I'm never going to leave you. I'm right here. I am right here. I am right here. Right? And these little, babies, right? We have to show up because to children, words don't mean anything if we don't follow up with action, right? We have to. Kids are smart, and that goes for our inner children as well. So beautiful, Nora. Beautiful, my friend. So proud of you. Doing fantastic. Connecting, just making that first initial connection, right? Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So next up here, shares with us is Wanda. A good parent listens to their children, right? I paused right here because listening to our kids is way more important than when we do all the talking. Yep, I learned this the hard way too. Took me a long time. A good parent listens. Also, she goes on, they believe them. They use constructive criticism as a tool to teach, not to condemn. A good parent instills a level of confidence in their children that cannot be shook. A good parent loves unconditionally, and a good parent protects their children. When I try parenting my inner child, it initially feels very scary. I know. then I am capable. Will I get it right? Right? Then it feels good. It's relaxing to know I am learning to trust myself, that I am giving myself the attention that I so desperately wanted as a child. Yeah, right? It isn't the search for love and validation and encouragement out here. That's what we're deeply, deeply, deeply longing for in here. It's between you and that little girl, right? Hey, Kath, I'm sorry. She just sent me a message. I don't know why you say it looks like you're blocked. I'm in broadcast mode only on Periscope, but you can obviously watch, but the chat is over on YouTube, my friend. So my apologies. I'm looking at multiple screens here. So I'm sorry, Kath. I'll make sure you get the YouTube link for next time. But I am so happy for you, Wanda, right? And you just shared earlier that you're starting to notice, there is a connection happening there, right? And you're starting to connect with that other parts of that little girl, right? It isn't all sad or gloomy, but it is so powerful. It's so nurturing when we can finally understand, wait a minute, handing my little girl to other people isn't what she wants. That's when she feels abandoned by us all over again. Oh, so I'm not good enough for you? You're going to give me to other people? It's like, no, you're my top priority. My self-care revolves around taking care of her. That's why I'm taking care of this body. So she has a safe, healthy, peaceful, well-balanced, restful place to live in. She's worthy of that, right? She deserves that. That's her birthright. Yes, right, Wanda? It feels strange at first. Yeah, it does. It does. And I mean, of course it's strange. We all talk about it. If someone showed up and would give us all this today, right? Our little girl, we'd all be like, wait a minute, right? What do you mean? Right? So it takes time. And it's like you work on building that relationship the same way you would any other relationship, right? So I am so happy to hear. And to be honest with her, like you say, Wanda, will I get it right? Parents, children, they appreciate our best effort. They appreciate you saying, hey, I'm scared. I don't know how to do this. She knows. She already knows. Right? She already knows that this is uncomfortable. But the fact that you're showing up and just being honest, that's a huge win. Thank goodness there's an adult here that is willing to be honest, speaking the truth that I can already feel. Right? Can you see how this helps us in learning how to trust ourselves? Right? So the more we can validate what's happening inside of us and honor those feelings, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, I do know how I feel. No, I do know what I want. And of course, I'm not going to let anybody disrespect me or be abusive because I care about me now. I care about this little girl. She's been through enough already. No, I can't do that for you. I need to go take care of this body. No, I cannot help you with that. I'm going to go feed this body, right? No, I can't go do that. I'm going to go do something fun for me and my inner child. Make you a priority, my friend. Make you a priority for all those reasons. She deserves that, someone to pamper that little princess in there. And she may fight you on it. She may like, oh, you think you're going to just be nice to me and it's going to be all fine and good? No. They may test us a little bit like real kids do. You're here today. Let's see if you show up tomorrow or the next day or the day after. And again, that's why I recommend to all of us, keep that picture of your little girl on your nightstand or somewhere where you can see it. Obviously, work within your comfort zone, right? So when you wake up, right, I make it a point to look at her every day. I see you, sweet girl. You are adorable. Yes, you are so precious, and I love you so much. Yes. Yes, I know I'm being silly. It's okay. They don't care. So, right? Like, invest in that relationship. There she is. There's Nora sneaking in. All right, Nora. So glad to see you, my friend. You are just the retreat machine. Retreat machine. So thank you, Wanda. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your sharing. So good to see you, Nora. I loved what you wrote for us today. 15 minutes. Thank you, Wanda. So, Chris shares with us, a good parent, nurturing, loving, encouraging, compassionate, celebrates you in every way, listens and believes, allows your child to grow, to be their own person, lets them fall but helps them back up, carries them when needed, and teaches them to walk on their own. Watches them soar with beauty and strength, laughs with them and holds them when they cry, brings them out from the dark into the light. A good parent is accepting and loving of their children, no matter where they are in their life. Not only in the good times. Many of these were written only thinking of my inner child and teenager. Right now, I am learning to be, do, and give these things to them. Second by second, day by day, or sometimes month by month. They have been beaten, battered, lied to, and hurt in the most horrific ways. Now they are beginning to believe and feel what true parenting really is. That is just so beautiful, Chrisanne. That is just so lovely, my friend. Makes my heart sing. And what makes my heart sing even more is that I know that your girls are listening to you, right? Your inner child and the teenager inside, they are listening and they can feel your heart and your intention. And they are very forgiving because they know the struggle, they know the hurt. And that's the sad part about what we know about all children. Kids are very forgiving if we're honest with them, right? And tell them, I can't tell you how often I had to apologize to my inner child because I wouldn't eat. When I was under a lot of stress, right? On top of stress, I wouldn't eat. I would starve my body and she would be very hurt. Why aren't you feeding us? I'm hungry all the time. I was so ashamed and I felt so bad. But every time I came back, I'm so sorry. I would sit with her and apologize. And it's like, I'm trying to do better. I'm planning my meals. I'm focusing on moving my body and eating healthier. And slowly but surely, she started to believe and to trust that I was her parent now. So beautiful, Chrisanne. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. So let's see here. Sue, I'm speeding up. 10 more. No, we have a couple more minutes. Sue says, a good parent will love, nurture, and support their child, providing for them physically, but also giving them a stable emotional foundation. They will delight in them and mirror love to them right from the start, modeling for them ways to deal with all the big emotions that little ones experience. They will set clear, loving boundaries and protect and stand up for them so the child feels secure. Yes, Sue. She goes on, they will teach the child how to respect themselves and their bodies and how to respect others by showing respect to the child. No parent is perfect, so they will admit to their mistakes to their child and apologize for them and show their child how to learn from the mistakes that the child makes. And they will encourage their child to be an individual with a voice, feelings, likes, and dislikes of their own, accepting them as they are rather than expecting them to conform to their wishes and ways, right? We see this all around us, don't we, right? How much of this kind of parenting shows up, right? It's all about conform, conform, conform. So Sue goes on to share with us, hey, Sharon. Sue says, as I'm writing this, I am feeling so very sad that my parents simply didn't do this for me, but also that I didn't do this for my children. Emotional neglect and abuse left both of them and me totally unable to be good parents, particularly emotionally, or give our children what they needed. We simply didn't know what it looked like. Right? I hear you, my friend. This is where we really need to be gentle with ourselves, right? Forgive ourselves, right? And as for doing all of this for my inner child, it's all too easy to treat myself as I was treated. But gradually, I'm learning to change, to be kinder to my inner child, to give her a voice, begin to hear her and give her what she needs. And it feels different. But when I can do it, it feels good as she is gradually learning to trust me. That's beautiful. So beautiful, Sue. So beautiful. It's been a journey, my friend, hasn't it, right? So beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Just see so much growth in all of you guys. And the biggest part of growth is like we're willing, right? We are embracing some of the hardest stuff. Yeah, right? Learning about feeling our feelings when we had no models. Like, what does that even mean? But recognizing that longing we have inside is to express our feelings, is to express our emotions. Because that's really the juice of life. But when we have like been cut off, literally, then it feels awkward and vulnerable, right? And that's why working with this part of you, right, to go back and reparent and give her permission to express her feelings. When we hold ourselves and give her permission to express our feelings, we also develop the capacity to be here for ourselves. We learn how to self-soothe. We learn how to self-regulate. It becomes more comfortable to identify what's happening inside of us. It's no longer just that knee-jerk reaction, right? We start to feel a whole lot more grown up. So, hey, Rob, I did just refresh my window, but I don't see your share, my friend. Did it go in as a comment somewhere? Please help me out, my friends. I don't see it. I don't see it. But I also drew a beautiful card for us today. I want to share with you guys. It's always perfect, isn't it? One day, she woke up and understood everything is a gift, and so is she. It's there. Okay, let me try again. Gonna try again. Of course, everything is slowing down here. I don't see it, my friends. So sorry, Rob. For some reason, I don't see it. I have refreshed. Can you guys tell me where is it under yours, Sue? I see Vicky, Nora, Wanda, Chris, Sue. Let me try again. It's after yours, okay? Let's try one more thing here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. All right. Posted 11 minutes ago. Okay. Let's see here. Rob says, this may be arrogant, but I'm using myself as an example of good parent. No, not arrogant. I had controlling parents and had to be happy when they said I should be, read their moods and act accordingly. But I had a girlfriend who had two sons, 13 and 16, when I met them. And as I wasn't their dad, I had to win their trust and understand they didn't hate me, but were testing me and expected to be let down. The youngest started wrestling me all the time. He was nearly as big as me, didn't hold back. I smiled, but confided to his mom I was concerned. Right? My heart melted as she pointed out that he was clumsily acting out his desire to be close to me and hug me. So the headlocks were him saying, I love you. When they got used to their feelings, we were inseparable, and they taught me what being happy was. I realized my parents gave a great lesson and taught me what being happy was. I realized my parents gave a great lesson in parenting. All I had to do was the opposite of what they did. Listen, support, never judge, show love, be there for them, and the kids did what I couldn't with my parents. Asked me for advice, confided in me, were honest with me. When youngest had first ever date, he even let me chaperone them. Wow, I saw unlimited potential that just needs nurtured. That's parenting, right? Yes, Rob. Yes, my friend. And I know a few people, right? I've talked to a few survivors where the theme of, okay, I knew what not to do by how my parents parented me, right? And that's it. If there's anything we learn. So let's see here. He goes on, little Bobby was watching that, I think, realizing perhaps he isn't guilty, needn't be ashamed. Seeing the nurture he didn't receive was the difference, and he missed out. But experiencing the reward of nurturing those boys, little Bobby realized that his family missed out on all that with him. Denied themselves the greatest thing you can experience in life. I don't want to deny me and little Bobby that loving connection. That is beautiful. That is beautiful, Rob. That is just so beautiful, my friend. I am so happy for you. And what a blessing you were to those boys, right? And what a blessing for you to see what's possible and the potential in any child. Like if we stop and look at children, it's like they are just, like a little oak tree, each and every one of them just dying to expand their, their roots and expand their branches and, bring into the world their gifts, right? Just need to be nurtured and kept safe and encouraged and loved, right? So, whew, I'm so impressed. You guys came up with a lot today, but I love it. So much wisdom here, my friends, so much wisdom. So I hope you all take away, right? We know what good parenting looks like and sounds like. We already know the words that you wrote out, right? Now it's time that we start to give that to ourselves, that we invest in the time and the intention to give that to yourself, right? Your inner child doesn't need a new toy, right? They don't need money. They don't need to whatever outside. They just need your loving, kind presence, warmth from you to you in your heart, right? Not any more complicated than that. Doing it can be a little harder, but it's not complicated. Well, my sweet friends, I told you when we started, I do have to run. Getting on another call, but what a beautiful reminder to all of us, right? You guys, remember. One day she woke up and understood everything is a gift, and so is she. All right, sweet friends, let me know your thoughts and comments on this below. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up and comments below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week, Tuesday, same place, same time. Thanks, friends. Thank you. Thanks, friends. I love you all. Mwah, mwah.